What's up, everybody? I cannot sleep. It's in the middle of the night. I can't stop thinking of this eclipse energy. I really should do a meditation because I haven't did any in a while. But I have this double deck here with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and I'm really getting like mixed messages, mixed signals about this solar eclipse. Should we go outside? Should we not go outside? How should we be emotionally, physically? So I came up with a little spread for this eclipse. What is the best for us? Should we go outside? Should we stay inside? Should we invest in other people? Should we invest in energy for the solar eclipse on April 8th and weeks before and after, leading up to this solar eclipse? Well, Judgment. This reminds me of Chiron is very Chiron and Saturn are very prominent with this eclipse, this Mars energy. It's a good time for love, new beginnings of love. Page of Wands is fiery energy. We have the 6 of Pentacles. This reminds me of this Mercury retrograde. How we are visiting things from our past. Perhaps things that have to do with religion or going against the norm of things, going against the norm. These two we will open up at the end that will tie everything together. And we have 2 more like that. The 3 we pulled up is the 10 of Wands in reverse. This reminds me of doing things over, and perhaps we should be protected if we do go outside for this eclipse. We should read this card too, because this is a very, this reminds me of that CERN and NASA thing, how they have two points and each point are connected. They say that there's, and we got the Hierophant here upright, both the Hierophants, one upright and one in reverse. We'll go through and see. Now there's this teaching, I guess this formulas have something to do with their teachers teaching magic. I see these like magic spells. We had a reading about this, like magic gone bad or spell gone curse or something like that. Something of the sort. Now, right away, I see there's bugs coming up, so this could be the cicadas too. See these bugs coming up? There's these cicadas, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These cicadas that are coming up that have been underground for the last 13 years. There's 2 different breeds of these cicadas, I believe, and they're both the breeds are about to emerge like around this eclipse time. If this isn't the days of judgment and the days of no understanding, I don't know what is. We're gonna open up these 2 cards here and then we'll put this all together. We have another 9 of Swords in reverse. So perhaps we're having issues sleeping, but the swords are coming out. Like normally, if it's like this, you fell on the swords, right? But since it's in reverse, it's like these are coming out. So there is some kind of mental healing or mental release or relief that we get. And again, the 3 of Wands. I thought we had a 3 of Wands here. and the Three of Wands, which is fire. Perhaps we do need to research history and these connections, what the squares and the trines. You know, every single zodiac will be affected by this eclipse. Whether you're mutable, a fixed sign,
or a cardinal sign.
Whatever the case may be, fire, water, each of these signs are going to have like a hard aspect, being that we have all these planets in Aries, Pisces, and Taurus. We have these three signs right back to back next to each other. Now, if me and you are standing right next to each other, you know, we call this a hard aspect versus
soft aspect
across from each other. I could see you right across, but if you are right next to me, you want to be able to see me. That's a hard aspect. Now, the good thing about having these hard aspects, each of us will be feeling these. But at the same time, we also have a trine. So, although we will be having hard aspects with like cardinal, fixed, and
mutable signs,
the fire signs will mix with the water, and we'll have these get-togethers. So it's a good balance. Just as well as we're having these hard aspects, we're having some trine aspects as well. Lights, fire. Perhaps we should have a fire or have these new ideas. Perhaps there should be 3 or 4 new ideas. Perhaps we are like daydreaming at this time. Both of these figures that are outside during the day are have some sort of protection. So I say,
protect yourself.
If you do go outside for this eclipse, you should have some kind of protection on your eyes, physical, spiritual, mental, all of the above. Perhaps you do want to make some kind of water or some kind of elixir or something and put it next to a window and watch it from indoors. If you can, like, see they have like this sunroof or something, so they're still indoors. It's like this, like electricity. When this happens, like lights go out. The light does go out. You know, the sun is
the king of our solar system.
The most trusted necessity that we have on this planet. You know, the moon fluctuates and it changes every other day. The stars go in and out. Sometimes aren't always there. But that sun, you know, rises every morning. And that sun sets every single evening. And that's a given. And although the next day, or you know what I mean, it's not always guaranteed. If I wake up, that sun's coming up, and I know that. So for this sun to be blocked during the middle of the day is this energy confusing and lost, and I'm getting like real dreamy and like daydreamy, and just started like staring out into middle of nowhere, like almost like hijacked in a sense, but Pisces aspect of everything. We have these 2 cards down, but before we flip them up, I wanted to look about this 9 of Wands. This is a different 9 of Wands in this book. Here's the 2 of Cups. Alright, we'll read the 2 of Cups. Let's see what kind of message is in here for us. Keywords are union, partnership, connection, falling in love at first sight, harmony, feeling in love, kindred spirit, attraction, romance. So perhaps your attraction is strong at this time. Cups represent water, which is the soul, emotions, relationships, creativity, imagination, friendship, receptivity. And twos are about choices and decisions. So perhaps we're making decisions about love or relationships, or about our emotions, just the fluidity or the receptivity of the connection, or how the differences, similarities, something like this, like water, fire. So your choice here is, are we connecting or not to connect, or not to connect? The decision to join with another in some way, shape, or form, whether it be a business, love, whatever. This is a joining, a decision of joining together. This opportunity has a lot of potential for healing and to become part of something larger than yourself. So perhaps these energies are very healing. The best unions create a whole that is worth more than the sum of its parts. Take a chance and see what comes next. That's beautiful. So yeah, and twos is the beginnings of things. So this is still like too early to tell, like if it's going to last long term, or it's too early to tell. Perhaps the Page of Wands, which is right next to it with this same kind of energy, has something for us. So when it comes to pages, usually they are younger, they're less experienced, and like they're student learning basically. And it's funny because it's right on top of the Hierophant. So perhaps we are learning about religion, mythology, learning about our ego, our will. This is some kind of new experience or situation. If we understand what we're going through, we can work through it better. It's like if you know what you're dealing with, we can better deal with it. So perhaps now's the time to get things done. But this is like trying to do things too fast, or trying to do too many things at once, that it's hard to finish a task. So you might have many tasks unfinished, many projects unstarted, situations like that. This page's energy is very enthusiastic, and he fears looking ridiculous, but he wants to jump into every new experience with like all of his energy. And his instincts are, with his energy, one of his greatest assets. When bored, he's edgy, so I'd refrain from being bored around this time, especially with this Mars energy. This could put a fire under our ass, and we have a spark of fire under our ass and nothing to do with this energy. It's like it can go in a negative way. So this probably this could help us navigate this energy. This page needs help curbing his dependence on external validation, like just he has a hard time accepting himself. So he needs to hear that he's accepted by others. So perhaps at this time we are looking for like that kind of validation. Perhaps going into the past of what we've lost materialistically, like something that we can hold, something that we can touch, something we lost. Because this page's energy can sometimes be like frustration and edgy and temper tantrums. And given the opportunity to explore, grow, shine, he has the potential to be very powerful. Anger is another one, and this Mars with Chiron and Jupiter with Saturn and all these planets all in the same, all in Aries. And Mars is exalted in Aries, the solar eclipse, and the sun is exalted in Aries. So we have very good aspects when it comes to that. You know, Mars, Aries, Chiron, they're all in their own house. You know, let's look up this Hierophant since there are two. Alright, so this Hierophant, the one with the chalkboard, the teacher. So keywords here: education, teaching, learning, knowledge, conformity, tradition, institutions, group identity, values, guidance. So this goes along with the validation, which the page is right on top. So perhaps looking for guidance or orthodoxy, you know, blessing, status quo, social conventions. This is like the collective. Now perhaps you have high ideals but don't express them in the world, so maybe you aren't sure what your values are, so your actions have like chaotic elements in them, and that's like this Page of Wands energy, like how I said is high strung energy, and nowhere to put it. The Hierophant might need to seek out a connection between your beliefs and your behaviors. Do they match? Like, do you believe in things that you do? This is also not only belief, physical, and like your belief in yourself, but this is belief in spirituality, a higher power, your spirit self. The Hierophant teaches how to express lofty beliefs and spiritual aspirations in everyday life. His goal is not following arbitrary rules, but instead mindfully bringing faith to life and manifesting the sacred in this world. So the advice here would be to be in search of somebody who can align your spiritual with God, or perhaps you need like a chiropractor, someone to straighten out your spine. Perhaps you are doing some kind of kundalini, or perhaps you're combining theory with real world application, like these theories about the eclipse and you know, things like that, these theories to real life things. Make sure to learn methods of self-reflection, most importantly being honest with yourself, as symbolized by the information on the chalkboard. Your everyday actions point to your true values, represented by the lotus on the hat, and it's the same lotus flower here in the Two of Cups. So perhaps that's what needs to be on your mind, this energy of connection between your action and your emotion, how you feel, and like your beliefs, like we said, your true values and your actions. You know, if you don't like what you see, you can always change your actions. That's what I always say about your tarot cards. Like, your actions change, your cards are going to change. if you want to be a better person, more aligned and balanced, get all your energy moving the same direction. It almost reminds me of that manifest card. Like if you have one doubt or one contradicting thought or any kind of contradicting energy, it like turns it back and it like makes it teeter-totter instead of keeping it going in a circle. So it's like we want to keep this flowing in a circle, this fluid water, so that way we're better to guide it and to guide others, not only ourselves but others. Perhaps we have to stand well and firm and be protected physically, spiritually, mentally. And perhaps we do have to protect ourselves from this Two of Cups. Perhaps we meet someone and they seem like everything you want on the outside or at first, but like it says, this is just the beginning. So it's like you don't really know. So it's like kind of keep your guard up and back. Like you don't want to go all in, especially at this time, because there are hidden factors here. You know, this moon is going to hide the sun. So the moon with illusions and emotions is going to hide your actions. So our emotions are hidden, which affects our actions, and it brings almost an imbalance. Perhaps that's why we have to do a lot of self-reflecting. Is this what we want? Is this what we need? Is this, you know what I mean? Things like that. This Nine of Swords in reverse. Perhaps we do need rest. I see like a backdrop to a sink almost. Perhaps we have to be careful we don't cut ourselves while doing the dishes or something. I see these like a knife, and like you go like swift with actions and you go and you like cut yourself. Perhaps this is a surgery, but I think this is more like we're like not paying attention to our actions and we like cut ourselves. So be very careful when working with that kind of energy. Perhaps we do have to do a lot of writing down and connecting. Perhaps our birth chart with the chart of the eclipse and Chiron and Saturn, like how is this going to affect you and your birth sign? I did do a new moon eclipse reading with each sign, so if you want to go to your sign, I'll tag that video in this video. So we're going to turn over our two cards, connect this all, and we'll conclude it. Wow. The Seven of Cups in reverse. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, this Nine of Swords is definitely saying we need a rest. Perhaps we need to take a little. I mean, it's going to be raining on the eclipse day. There is rain here. And I do see like all like the moon and the sun. We have the sun on either side of this moon with this conjunction. The last solar eclipse and this solar eclipse with the lunar eclipse and the conjunction. They all go together. And Lilith and Chiron. I see. Now, perhaps we need adventuring jade, some kind of green crystal at this time, and perhaps we do need to take a break or a rest. We have to protect our assets at this time. It seems like something with water, Pisces, like this imagination is going to affect our job or our money in some way. Perhaps we're taking out money, we're spending too much. Like we go and put down like $800, like real quick, something like that. Like a large sum of money. Perhaps like a dog needs a surgery or something, and we're not wasting money, but spending money on an animal or a pet, or like a house for the animal, something like this. Perhaps you're paying rent for the animal. But this Seven of Cups in reverse, this is very looking at the reality of things. The reality of taking a break or what we lost. Looking at our emotional wounds and how they affect us, how they affect our material world. I got a splinter, perhaps like I said, cuts or splinters, something to that sort. Eclipses have a lot to do with endings and new beginnings. They usually say that when an eclipse happens, it's the death of a king or like a dereigning of a king, like a demotion, like something like that. Like if you're a king, or like roles are switched. Roles were reversed roles. Say, you were in power all this time, now you're gonna fall off. Or if somebody else was in power, it's going to be your turn now. Like, there's a new king, and perhaps it's you. Or queen. We really do have to protect ourselves. Here. You see he has all these in front of him, she has all these in front of her. It's both the 10 and the 9 of Wands. So this is endings, and it's like we're at the last of it, but it's like we're already over the hump and we're going downhill, so we have some momentum. We just have to be careful how quick we go. We don't want to go too quick. We want to be cautious as to what is up ahead. We want to be able to distinguish the difference between what's real and what's not. What's true to our emotions and our actions, what's not. Things of that sort. Right, that's for the collective and this solar eclipse energy. I hope this helps. Like, if you resonate, and don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Thank you so very, very much. Happy eclipse.